So this is a quick walk around of the art of isolation. First of all, we have the landing area. Now, this is work by Eddie St. John, and I wanted it to be welcoming to people at the top of the stairs to say, you know, come downstairs, take my hand, come into an experience. Got work by Emma Davis there, Stead Flats. We go further downstairs. To the main exhibition floor. Now, I really wanted to tell a story with this exhibition. Different experiences, different points of view with regards to isolation, the work that was done in isolation, how being under lockdown and isolation affected people. And thankfully, with all of the artists that took part, there's been a plethora of different styles. We have photography from Rosie Hook there. We've got ceramic plates and tin plates from Tom Buchanan. I'm just going to walk you around so you get to see what's on the walls. Some beautiful abstracts by Sonia Ben Achura. Pointillism, Emma Lily Thomas. These amazing, almost monochromatic oil paintings from Jake Lamerton. Now, these are some of my favourite. There's a real sense of menace in the air in these paintings. You can see the fingers on the legs and the way that they're kind of clenched, almost white. There's some real sense of menace in these images, and I kind of love that. I like art that makes you feel uncomfortable. So here we have some beautiful work by Henrietta Lodes Carter, and some line drawing, freehand drawing by Tamsin Spargo. Now, Tamsin was unable to, I believe, get to her studio and have the materials to work with while she was under lockdown. So these are just found pieces of information, found pieces of paper. One of them is a coronavirus guidance from the government, and there's a bag, and then she's just drawn directly on top of this found material, which is really interesting. Here we have I was so lucky to get this, so lucky that she submitted work. I actually own a piece by Lara already from years ago, from an exhibition we did together. But this work is just stunning. So many people have contributed to this. And it encapsulates, I think, the whole period of lockdown and how people felt, maybe came together and collaborated or just came together in a sense of humanity. And I hope that that's reflected in this exhibition as well, that we've come together and we've created work and we're showing work together to better understand each other and better understand ourselves, really. This is Nadia Zubera, beautiful little painting. Here we have John R. Green. This is I really enjoy this painting, Panic. It's very pop arty, and it is absurd in a way. It shows or heightens these items, as being worthy for a gallery wall, when people were panic buying them and we were bizarrely running out of toilet paper. Which is one of the most bizarre things from the whole pandemic. I think it was a worldwide shortage of toilet paper, or people fighting over toilet paper. And then there's also this heavily stylized stick man painting with some rather rude imagery and things going on underneath in red, which is a kind of humorous take on what we can and cannot do, the need to stay apart with regards to the the virus. We have Kirsty Taylor's first foray into photography here. There's something interesting about this image. It almost shimmers from across the room. Close up, it doesn't seem as luminous as it does when you're a little bit further away. I don't know if you can see that. It's almost a kind of metallic shimmer, but it was reminiscent of the rainbows from, well, that were in everybody's windows over the period of lockdown, I guess, for the NHS. We have Lawrence Conton's work here, some beautiful digital painting, originally I think inspired by marbling, printed on some of my favourite paper, which is a Hannah Mule photo rag. Really enjoyed that paper. It's very versatile, actually. You can paint on it as well. This painting I absolutely love, by Ione Milne. It's called Symphony of Plants, and as you can see, it's gorgeous orange at the top, and these plants surrounding you. I'd imagine quite a lot of us wanted to have plants, or did have plants around us when lockdown was happening. Here we have some amazing work by Chris Pigg. Now, she did isolation portraits, and I was speaking to her yesterday at the opening, and she stated that she used to be landscape, I think it was landscape photographer, and she only really started doing the portraits around about February, I think she said, started focusing on portraits, and then realised under lockdown that she had herself and her partner, and was able to create these isolation portraits, which I think are really powerful. This is called Time Out, the one on the left, and the one on the right is The Healer. Great religious iconography there. And then we have Laura O'Bon's beautiful collage work. Very simple, very geometric, but very powerful, very stunning. It's a very strong piece. And then we have Silvano Maxia with what I originally thought were digital collages, which in themselves would have been beautiful. But then upon speaking to him and actually looking at the pieces closer, it turns out that they're actually physical collages, so paper collages. They've been cut out and positioned together, which is even more amazing, if I'm honest. They do look quite striking, especially in this coloured frame. The coloured frame goes really well with them. What was actually very annoying was I just ran out of storage space. This work is by Emma Lloyd. Now, this is really interesting work. It's she did these contact sheets and drew over them or wrote over them when she couldn't graduate. When she didn't have the ability to, because of COVID and the lockdown, to be able to actually have a graduation, and there's just a lot of frustration. I saw these on her Instagram and I thought, you know what, there's a lot of powerful imagery there and wording, and they're really intense. And I really wanted to show people, the frustration she was feeling, the fact that she couldn't graduate. I think they work really well. She's definitely somebody to look out for in the future, just at the start of her career. In here we have some video work by Alex McDonald. I managed to get this to work. Yesterday we had a technical problem, but it's now working, so that's fantastic. The projection's working. His isolation diary there. Some work by myself. I always like to put a bit of work into the gallery alongside other artists. This was Dry Run for a Relapse, aka the safe word is pineapple. You'll have to come to the gallery to actually see what that's about. But it's photography and some watercolour there, actually. Managed to put some watercolour on those pieces, and a colour matched frame, which I'm really proud of. I like the way that the colour matched frame looks with the work. Here we also have another photographer. His name is Kyun Ngugi, and he is very talented. He usually does street photography. This work was quite different for him, and it was more of a focus on his home life, what was going on at home. Obviously, because of lockdown, he was unable to go out and do his usual. There wasn't anybody on the street to do his usual street photography. I think there's something very poignant about these images. A self-portrait captured there, I believe, and just simple, some beauty in the mundane of a scrubbing utility or scrubbing item there from the shower. Just finding beauty in those mundane everyday things. Here we have some painting by Jennifer Lopez Ratiki. This is beautiful, very vibrant colours. I wanted this in the exhibition because it's kind of reminded me of the sun, reminded me of the warmth and brightness and the energy of a rebirth, maybe. Everybody saw this period as, in a different way. It's very interesting to see everybody's take on it. This is some work by Matt Johnston. It's a screen print. We have a number of those available. I think we have 10 available here. They're £45. I actually might purchase one because I think it's a very simple yet attractive piece. We have some work here by Jenny Nash. Now, Jenny does a lot of photographic work and is very well known for her, for including psychotherapy, psychoanalytic concept in her work as well. These are called Do Not Play, when she was walking around London and seeing areas which were, fenced off from stopping children from playing because of the virus. Tobias Cecil, he's another graduate. Well, he's actually at university at the moment, studying film, I believe. These are some fantastic examples of his photographic work. Very vibrant. Definitely some good work there. Some interesting. I love the way he develops them in Photoshop and adds the extra colour, extra layers. And apparently, this is all him. Multiple photographs of himself called Quarantine Party. And finally, we have the work of the mysterious Raz Art. It's spray paint and acrylic, I believe, on canvas. Raz Art is a mystery. Can't really tell you much about them, unfortunately. Maybe you should do some detective work. That's the tour of the exhibition. I hope you've enjoyed it. And I hope you can get down here at some point, because we'd really love to see you. And you can see all the works in person. Oh, actually, I forgot. There's a few sculptures we have here as well. So we've got a couple of sculptures one is by Max Reeves, and they show his two books, The TAOI and Diary of a Plague Time. And he wasn't sure how to present them, so he came up with a stool with 3 foot of a metre of wire attached to the books, so that both the books can be read at a space of 2 metres away from each other. So staying in line with the guidance of the old guidance of 2 metres distance. I've got some gloves there to be able to handle the books without getting hands all over them. And here we have the final piece of the exhibition. It's a beautiful sculptural piece by Samantha English, her memory vessels. I love the patina on this piece, the way that the copper has gathered this patina. Some has fallen off in the move. You've still got quite a large amount inside. It's very beautiful. Just shows age, shows, I think, associated memory, and I love that. It's definitely a beautiful piece. So that's it for me. Thank you very much for joining me, and once again, I hope we see you at the exhibition at some point.